Hello, friends. This is Carlos Soñoro here at Rockspeak. Sometimes we get together here to practice a little bit of English. As I've told you guys before, my intention is to practice a little bit of reading and speaking to, be in the zone with my English, and at the same time, knowing I'm not a native speaker, I could provide an in between content for you if you are in that level where you need to consume some English speaking without having to catch up with the speed of real native content like movies, So with that in mind, and yeah, with my hand in my heart, I want to offer you content with let's say more music and rock and heavy metal content, but sometimes there's stuff that maybe we together are in yeah we are interested in. And of course, Mr. Elon Musk is one of those characters. Apparently a lot of us are interested in. Some of us admire that guy. Some of us think this is a guy who has a voice with no filter, and apparently he means no harm. Instead, he, well, for some people, I have to include myself there, he poses his freedom and his wealth towards Earth's well-being, to put it some way, and I consider that great. I don't know about him personally or what's in his mind, but his public voice is a very controversial voice against the establishment that we know for decades, and if we read history, for centuries. And maybe he's doing some things great, and possibly he is affecting in a positive way the future and the present. So he's been out there with this almost literary fiction story about buying Twitter, and promising he will liberate the bird. And yes, it was a very not so common narrative. He was out there trying to buy Twitter. Then Twitter say, "Where are you going? We don't want to sell." Then he insisted. Then Twitter said yes. Then he said, okay, I'll buy you, but first you gotta prove me these accounts are not robots or fake accounts or whatever it was that I didn't gather that much. But apparently, he claimed that some of the accounts on Twitter were robot accounts or fake accounts, and I have to say, in the past, like years ago in election times, some Colombian analysts, I'm from Colombia, some Colombian analysts said through the use of some tools, we're saying that most of the followers of certain influential people, well, not most, but big percentages, like 30 to 40%, were not real or fake. Or I remember them talking about some presidential candidates and figures like our former president Alvaro Uribe and Juan Manuel Santos, and the then candidate Gustavo Petro, and some other people. And they were saying they noticed a pattern within the number, within the proportion of fake accounts or something like that. This is something that we passed on lightly. At least from my point of view, I understand that to create an standing ovation effect, you need help sometimes. Standing ovation is some kind of experiment that can prove about behavior. And standing ovation refers as how many people, or is, yeah, it's stated like this. If you are in a theater, in a show, how many people do you need to have in front of you racing to clap to do the same? You know, the same way the trends getting incept. For example, this special dance on TikTok or Facebook, people begin to dance the same song. But if you see one person you particularly follow or know or you trust or admire or whatever, you are inspired faster to do the same, right? So what's happening is, well, I guess this is what's happening. At one point in history, Twitter had that, or has. I don't really know, because although Elon Musk suggested, it wasn't concrete. That discussion was silent, at least from my reach, because I have to say I didn't follow that much, but yeah, that happened, and that stopped the deal until supposedly Twitter would demonstrate how much of this practice had to deal with their business model. But then again, the yeah, what people were sensing was that Elon Musk put a question mark on the company until they would demonstrate that. And they bagged trying to sue him because of that. Well, the end of it is that after months of clearly dramatical first headlines every morning or every other day or whatever, yesterday Elon Musk has secured perfect. He has taken over Twitter, and the first thing he did was removing some CEOs, some directive, the main guys there, and he has written a statement that I certainly appreciate and like, and I want to share it with you, because this gives us a little bit of light about what this guy has in mind. Of course, we are not sure of what he has. When I was talking about standing ovation effect, how many people do you need, or how many special people do you need to follow the same behavior of what you're seeing? I just remember I saw the other day this series from Netflix. That series talks about the rich, the poor against the rich, or something like that. This series is about what happened with the stock of GameStop. I don't know if you remember that this GameStop business, where stores in malls all over the United States, and they sold used games, but with the advent of downloads, basically they had a real bad time, and apparently shorting their stock, meaning, well, as they explained, renting the stocks to trade them and pay them back in a lower price because the price were going to be below the initial uh, price would be a business that turned independent and small investors around that reality and made them push against that to take that particular stock up so much to a level it would crush, it would disappear those who were shorting this those stocks. And I mentioned this because it was Elon Musk who tweeted after the stocks was getting really high, like 100, yeah, from $9 or something like that to $100. Elon Musk wrote something about GameStop, and after that, the stock went to the roof. That's what I get from this Netflix program. Yeah, the show name is It the Reach, the GameStop saga. So yeah, he has so much attention and appreciation and admiration, and he has turned into a very important influencer, even for people to put their money where he is pointing his finger. So that happened with GameStop, but also happened with cryptocurrencies. I don't know if you remember, but I really do. When he said, well, at first he said, we'll take crypto payments on our products. I mean, you could buy a Tesla with cryptocurrency. And then there were news about the energy spending of Bitcoin, news about Bitcoin being using as much energy as a country for its transactions and to fulfill with the necessity of their proof of work consensus method. So one day Elon Musk went like this. We won't accept. This is not a quoting. This is a summary of what he would say. He said something like, "We will not accept crypto payments until those coins take 99% less of energy spending." He was before taking the Bitcoin, and then later he said, "I will not accept any coin with, you have to cut." He said, for us to accept payments from now on, you have to cut your energy spending 99%. That was directed to the cryptocurrency and their paradigm. And you know what? Ethereum said later, yes, okay, we accept that. We will change our consensus to proof of stake, and that would ensure the spending was as suggested with Elon Musk, and that made also these cryptocurrencies to fall in a deep way. Of course, we can't blame or put a finger to Elon Musk, but what I'm saying is this guy is so influential, but his message is really strong. The other day also, the other day also, and at the same way of doing his things, he first gave satellite internet to Ukraine for them to fight against Russia. So the Russia invasion has been, of course, criticized, and Elon Musk was all in to protect that right to sovereignty, and he was active to provide Ukraine with the service, with the Starlink internet that he has. That was an edge that had Ukraine against the Russians, apparently. He also said that Russian hackers were all the time fighting to overwhelm the connection, to put it some way, so the Ukrainian didn't have access to the service. And Russia also threatened him and said, you don't know what you're doing, or something like that. But as we know, the conflict in Ukraine has turned really, really tough. And particularly, I have to say, I am, yes, I have always been an observer. And my conclusion at the age I am, and from my place in life, is there is only one place in which you don't have diplomacy after a conflict. And that is when you totally obliterate, destroy completely, you vanish, you erase the enemy. But if you want to take a land, you don't want to destroy that land. You don't want to kill those people. To put it some way, if you think about a country or a power trying to expand, if we think that's what they want, if you want to expand, what you need is those people's energies and work and development to have a flux of energy as coin, as taxes for you to grow. You don't want to destroy. You're not a killer. You can't be such. You can't. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Ukraine being smaller and having their own challenges within their own country, Ukraine had few chances to fight at the same level, and that would affect not only their finances, their infrastructure, but also would create a stop in their people's lives. People had to run away from their places, but at the same time, the government apparently were not letting them to get away or something like that. So at what point, and I have to say, I don't think you need to fight this war knowing that without the intervention of other people, you would lose. Because whatever is happening there is you're trying to escalate and create a bigger conflict to have a point, or to get what you want. And in the middle is the people. And while time passes, the lives of millions will be affected forever. And the depth of the country that wants to be liberated grows so much that they are not liberated at all. Well, anyway, at one point of the whole thing, Elon Musk said, okay, you know what? I spoke with, I don't know if he said first, but what he said was like, I think you have to sit down and talk. Those territories, we have to make sure they want to get with Russia, and then if they really do, well, they stay there, and Ukraine stays neutral. They stay neutral, and then end that war. And he began to like complaining about, you know what, I can't fund this internet service for long. I mean, I've been doing it for free or something. And then someone from, he was silenced there, but he left that message. And the message is not pro-Russia or pro-Ukraine. His message is pro-life. And I have to say, I respect him for that. Of course, at first you see him taking action on the good cause or on what he thinks it's a good cause. But then there comes the analysis of this is getting too big, this is getting too risky, this is going to escalate. So that's not the way, right? So I have to say, I really admire this guy. I have my questions in my mind. For example, the Earth is the densest planet on the solar system. So that makes Earth the source of most metals and heavier materials. And I don't know what the hell are we going to search at Mars. I don't know. But he's into it, right? So I don't know. Anyway, this guy is really into AI and open AI. And he has said Twitter is part of his everything app, everything platform. He hasn't given much details about this. But apparently, Twitter is part of his plan. And he has tweeted something like 9 hours ago while I record this. And he said, the bird has been freed. Right. But I'm here also not to give you this opinion, of course, from my point of view, from my place. But I would like to read you what he wrote. He wrote this yesterday in the morning, and I think it's great. So here I then quote, I wanted to reach out personally to share my motivation in acquiring Twitter. There has been much speculation about why I bought Twitter and what I think about advertising. Most of it has been wrong. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. There is currently great danger that social media will splinter into far right-wing and far left-wing echo chambers that generate more hate and divide our society. In the relentless pursuit of clicks, much of traditional media has fueled and catered to those polarized extremes as they believe that is what brings in the money. But in doing so, the opportunity for dialogue is lost. That is why I bought Twitter. I didn't do it because it would be easy. I didn't do it to make more money. I did it to try to help humanity whom I love. And I do so with humility, recognizing that failure in pursuing this goal despite our best efforts, is a very real possibility. That said, Twitter obviously cannot become a free for all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences. In addition to adhering to the laws of the land, our platform must be warm and welcoming to all, where you can choose your desired experience according to your preferences. Just as you can choose, for example, to see movies or play video games ranging from all ages to mature. I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you. It can show you a service or product or material treat I'm sorry, or medical treatments that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it is essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam, but highly relevant ads are actually content. Fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, I thank you. Let us build something extraordinary together. Yeah. So this was Elon Musk message, which is really nice and also a direct call for people to advertise in Twitter. Really nice. Of course, he wants to recover his money. I would say opening the platform to to real free speech is a must. I have to say, I don't know if you guys saw this this movie from Minority Report with Tom Cruise. You know, where you go to jail because three specially gifted people that saw the future and the odds of the future would decide if you are going to commit a crime before you really either or think about it or perpetrate it. So in that movie, these three guys immersed in water that were seeing scenes, you know, they draw these images, and the police detectives had to see exactly where it was to get the guy before just pulling a knife or you know. And I think this blocking, this banning, is something like that because I have to say, if there is a free speech amendment in the U.S., at least the first one, you can say whatever you want, and there are some limitations. You cannot exhort people to crime, for example. You can't. You can't. You can say, I did this, I did that. Even committing a crime. That, of course, that incriminates you, right? But you cannot say, let's do this. Let's kill whoever, you know. You can't. That is like one of, I would say it's a very limitation that it has. The rest of things you can say whatever. But of course, if you say something against someone and that's not true, you can be liable, and your tweets are proof of that. But what's happening is that these platforms are acting preemptively, and in doing so, they are leaving a bad taste. And things have been happening that suggest censorship is going too far. So a lot of people, and I include myself in there, are wishing Elon Musk have I'm sorry, has this in consideration. Of course, they can say, "Oh, we instead of having our three mentalists on a pool, we have this algorithm that predicts the incidents or the harm this tweet could cause." Or, okay, that guy there is saying stuff we really don't want to, or it's dangerous. So, okay, let him tweet, but at the same time, let's shadow ban this guy. Oh man, I really hate that sense, that possibility. Yeah, of course, yeah, of course, everything is owned by a few, very few group of people. But I have in my mind that if you keep people's mind, you reduce your chances of profiting from it. There has to be a way to see it. So everything, as this guy says, Elon Musk, within the healthy stuff, can be accepted. But of course, I'm gonna leave it here. I think that's it for our practice today. I hope I'm not too boring for you guys. And yeah, Elon Musk finally, after a science fiction short tale, has acquired Twitter. Let's see what the future holds for this. My name is Carlos Oñoro. It was great to be here with you. And this was Rockspeak. Today we didn't Rockspeak, but certainly we will in the future. Have a great one and keep your English strong. Bye.